Enon is a hidden gem in the mountainous area 13 kilometers east of Kirkwood. It is named after a place in the Bible. This town is one of the oldest in the country. Tobias Guda has been living in Enon for almost all of his life. The 79-year-old recalls the days he was a young boy walking these dusty streets. He calls himself a child of the soil. Living in the remote town of Enon, secluded from most towns and cities, has not been easy. But here, the sleepy town is home to many.
There
wasn't water or electricity. We had to carry water out of the nearby river. I remember playing under the moonlight because we had no lights. That's how we grew up. We grew up wild and we had the basics, an old school and a church. I remember a story about a colored learner who attended the missionary school. Before him, there were only whites who went to the school.
In the Netherlands.
The town is celebrating its 200-year anniversary this month, a milestone as rich history is symbolic. Within the first 35 years of this town's inception, it was caught in the middle of 3 Cape Frontier Wars and the First Anglo-Boer War. The local church has also a rich history. This building just behind me is the oldest Moravian church in the Eastern Cape, situated in the quiet town of Enon, which is also one of the oldest towns in the Eastern Cape after Graaff-Reinet and Uitenhage. This church was used as a buffer between the Xhosas, Tembus and the colonialists in the 1800s. Pastor Daniels, the resident priest, still practices the simple method of ringing the church bell for the community to attend not only church, but also get important messages. The history of colonialism is also still evident.
So there were 7 frontier wars that were fought, 8 which the church withstand. And at the time, there was a time when they had to evacuate everybody from here and lodge them in Uitenhage. And the people stayed there for months and months on end. And eventually they had the guts to come back and say, we've started something, let's continue.
Pastor Frans Daniels says the church should be a heritage site.
When they came here in 1816, the place was very lustrous, full of rains, and elephants were roaming, tigers were roaming, and lions and all these animals that we are accustomed to and seeing in the elephant park at the moment were roaming around here. And then when they selected the property, they spoke to the then magistrate in Uitenhage, Keiler, and he gave them permission to occupy this land.
But with such an old town also comes a lot of service delivery issues. The town hasn't the basic amendments. The community is also calling for change.
I love Enon. I grew up here and lived here for many years, but the community needs service. Our problem is with the roads. The roads are bad and have holes in them.
The youth here are also calling for government to create more opportunities.
One day I want to move to the city when I am older, so that I can have my own place and my own office. That's my dream.
Even after 200 years, the community in Enon still continue to live a simple life. Jade Lee Paulser, SABC News, Enon in the Eastern Cape.